Hello, Cecilia.
Hi,
Welcome.
thank you.
What
Happy to
brings
be here.
what brings you in today?
Well, I have been not able to sleep lately, and I went to my doctor, and they gave me I'm actually under Cymbalta right now for depression. My husband Paul and I just separated 2 weeks ago. We've been married for 11 years, and I filed for divorce in December, and I filed for divorce and it went through on December,
Hmm.
but we just physically separated 2 weeks ago. And
Do you mind me writing?
oh no, not at
Oh,
all, not at all.
okay. Go ahead.
And so lately, I've just been having the urge to call him, and I don't want to do that anymore because this is the eighth times that we've separated for like between 2 and 3 months. But finally, I've decided to just end the marriage and file for divorce.
Okay. All right. So what I'm understanding
Mm-hmm.
is that you've been having relationship issues with your
Mm-hmm.
ex-husband. Is that correct?
Correct.
And it's been on and off for, is that over 8 years? You said, or 8 times that he's done.
Yeah,
Mm,
we've been married for 11 years,
11
and
years.
within those 11 years, we have separated. This is this is the final one, but this is the eighth one.
Okay. And you said that you've been separated 2 weeks ago,
Yeah,
and have you seen each other since then?
no, but because right now he won't even take any of my calls or texts. You know, he's upset because he said that I'm accusing him again, but I can't help it. I mean, I just found out that the reason for me finally filing for divorce is because I found out that within our marriage he had other
Yes.
women, and that he's actually addicted to porn and those massage
Mm-hmm.
parlors that goes in the back. And so this last one, but I still gave him a chance after, even though the divorce was final in December. And he came back and he said, he doesn't want to leave me, so I still took him, and he's been staying with me. But 2 weeks ago, um, somebody called his cell phone, and it was a woman. And when I took him back, I laid out some rules
Mm-hmm.
that I said if there was a phone call or a text or anything that is not familiar to me, that he was to call that number in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
And when this woman called 2 weeks ago, and he
Mm-hmm.
called it back, and I talked to the woman and I asked, how
Mm-hmm.
well does he know Paul? And this woman said, oh, I know him very well.
Mm-hmm.
And then she said, well, who is this anyway? And I said, well, this is his wife.
Mm-hmm.
And then the woman just said, well, if you are his wife and you were doing your job, then I wouldn't have to.
Mm-hmm.
Then we tried, and then even after we hung up in that conversation that Paul heard, Paul still denied that he knew this girl. So then finally I said, I
Mm-hmm.
can't do this anymore. We're divorced, officially divorced now, but I took you back because, I do love him and I do miss him. But that was the rule. And up until
Mm-hmm.
now, he couldn't admit to that. So,
Okay.
but I miss him. I want to call him. I want to, I just miss him, and I can't, I think I'm never ever going to find, well, with this last marriage with Paul, because this is my third one,
Mm-hmm.
I said that this is it. But now I'm alone again. And
Mm-hmm.
I just can't sleep. I think about, him all the time, and I just want to call him. And that's why I'm here, because I need help to
Okay.
get over that.
Okay. So, okay, so let's go ahead and step back a little bit. And you stated that you're afraid of, or that you're,
Yeah,
are you afraid of being alone?
I am actually, and that's why I have two kids, but they're all grown now, and
Mm-hmm.
my two children are from my uh, first marriage, but that wasn't marriage. Even though I had two kids with him, that wasn't love. It was just I was so young. I was only 16 years old when I got pregnant,
Mm-hmm.
and so that I mean, I love my children and stuff, but I wouldn't call that like a real relationship, because that was just
Mm-hmm.
being young and stupid and hormones and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. And the second marriage, you know, I had, but it seems like I'm finding myself with the same pattern of men. And that's why I said, this is my last. But yeah, I am afraid of being alone. I don't want to be alone. I mean, it's just the thought of being alone. I go in depression. I can't even get up to like go to the bathroom. I'm actually thinking of just wearing like those adult pads, because
I'm so sorry that you're going through this,
yeah,
and and you came to the right place. Finding a solution to make a change. That's a great first step for you. Um, so You mentioned that this could be a pattern because you said that you were married um, twice before,
mhm,
and they they all seem to have the same. Um,
yeah.
uh,
With my second one, like I said, the first one, I wouldn't
mhm,
count, but the second one, the same thing. He cheated on me, and but they all say, "Oh, it's not you, it's me." So I don't know anymore. I don't know if it's truly
okay.
me, or and then with whatever that woman said, that if I did my job, I mean, what job? I think we're,
Mhm.
and the thing is, it's like like I want to have sex.
Mhm.
Finding out that he is a addicted to porn, but whenever like I touch him, he just like like he's like the female one. He'd say, like, I'm tired or whatever. I don't know. I don't know why
Mhm.
he's doing that. So I can't even say that I can't please him sexually, because we were good, but
Mhm.
maybe he just didn't want to have sex with me because he's getting it somewhere else. Like I
Right.
found out
Mhm.
just going back, I mean, I'm not going to go into details, but there was one point where he was seeing 8 women at the same time while
Mhm.
he's married to me. So as soon as I found that out, I went and got me a test, because I don't know if I'm clean.
Right.
And luckily
Right.
it turned out negative, that I am
Mhm.
clean. So I'm
Okay.
happy about that.
Okay.
But
So okay. Let's just go back. If can we go back a little bit? How was it
sure.
um, growing up for you?
Well, I was raised a Christian, but my parents fought all the time, and they claim they are believers of God or some
Mhm.
high power, but they fought all the time. They say bad words to each other. They call each other names, and my father, I don't know. We never really knew if he was having an extramarital thing, but my mom would always say, no, he's not. Your father is good. He's a good provider and things like that. But my father used to drink a lot also. And so he would always come home and, drunk. And one time I remember when I was little, I overheard my mom said, are you with that whore again? So I don't know what that meant at that time, so I didn't question it. But now looking back, I mean, I'm thinking maybe, you know, my dad did have an affair, or had another woman. I mean, growing up, he was never around. I've always wanted him to be, like the stuff you see on TV,
Yes.
where fathers carry their daughters and they play with them. I never had that. And the only, actually, whenever he's around, even though he's very mean to my mom, but I kind of just like it because at least he's around.
Mm-hmm.
So, and my mom just took it, maybe for the same reason. She's just happy that he's around, and she's always saying that he's a good provider. Not sure what that means at that time.
So, how does that make you feel?
Back then,
Mm-hmm.
I longed for my dad. Like I said, I wanted to have that relationship like I see on the movies. But so sometimes when they're arguing or fighting, I just stay in my room and play with my dolls. But I wanted, one time I approached my dad, to give him, for a hug, and I really like it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when my dad is not drinking, he is really good. Like, he would say, "Oh, I miss you, baby. You're my princess," and
Mm-hmm.
so I like it.
And you longed for that?
Yeah. And it's a little bit, it reminds me of Paul, because Paul is so good with making me feel like I'm pretty.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, he would always say, "Oh, you're so beautiful, baby," or, that's why I never imagined that there was anything wrong with us. Because he would
Mm-hmm.
always, like, hug me and touch me, and, and so I would never,
Mm-hmm.
ever, I mean, we had arguments, but who doesn't? Sometimes, in most of those times that we separated, it's because I kind of overreacted too. But other than that, yeah, Paul was probably the only one that kind of made me feel like he's there for me.
Mm-hmm. So, are you saying that, like, the longing of your father is similar to, you longing for Paul?
Maybe because, like I said, it's like Paul. Like, I remember during when I was a teenager, there was one time where I was really, really upset, and my dad just came. It's one of those good day, and my dad just came to me and said, "Talk to me, baby." It's like, what is my princess so sad about, and this and that, and it just made me feel
Mm-hmm.
good. So when Paul does that to me, and I really like it, and that's why
Mm-hmm.
when we fight, and then I'm afraid that he's not gonna come back, and then I'm not gonna get that attention anymore, because my dad eventually did left us.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I was 14 and a half,
Mm-hmm.
and when he finally left us, I mean, it really broke me, and I
Mm-hmm.
fell into this Steve's hands. That's the
Mm-hmm.
father of my children,
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of like I don't know if I did that, got pregnant because my dad left, but yeah, I got pregnant when I was almost 16. just
Okay.
a little bit over after my dad left.
Okay. So now that it's been 2 weeks, you and your ex-husband Paul have been divorced um, or separated. How are you coping with that?
It's hard. It's really hard. I mean, like I said, I went to my doctor because I haven't been able to sleep, and I'm a nanny. I'm a nanny of 5 children,
Mm-hmm.
so it is important that I'm like alert during the day because the kids care is, I mean, under my care.
Mm-hmm.
But I just want to call Paul. I just kind of want him back. I don't know, but I'm fighting with myself because I know I shouldn't, because Paul is not going to change. I realize that now. He's always going to, sorry, that was my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he's always going to be cheating on me. Because even with this ground rule that I set, there you go, it was a proof. So I want to start taking care of myself, and that's why I'm here because I really want to change. I'm getting
Mm-hmm.
old. I'm 45 now, and it's not like I'm 16 where I can
Right.
bounce. And a friend of mine just said, just I need to take care of myself now. But all I can
Right.
think about is Paul. It's just Paul, Paul, Paul.
Okay. And when you're thinking about him and you say that you want to call him,
Yeah.
um, have you tried calling him, or how are you trying to avoid calling him?
I don't know. I mean, it mainly happens at night. I just wanna like call him. I'm finding all the reason to call him. And I try, and I did call him a few times, but like I said, I think he's really upset with me this time. And I'm thinking, what did I do now? It's like I'm blaming myself for this.
Okay, so what I'm understanding now that you and your ex-husband have been divorced and you've been separated from him for 2 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
you can't sleep at night, and that's when you start to um, think about him, and you want to call him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, is there anything that you do to prevent you from calling him?
No, I just lay there and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, no, I don't know.
And you do you turn to anything to help you forget?
No,
No.
no,
Okay. I have a couple ideas that may
that
help
would be
you.
great.
May help you. Um, would you like to continue seeing me?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
I want to change. I want to change.
Awesome. Okay, that's a great first step, and I'm here to help you with that. And so we're gonna try to take some first steps,
Okay.
you know, to help you through this. Okay, and um, and what I just want to ask, what are some of your hobbies?
I like arts and crafts.
Okay.
I like nature,
Okay. Okay. That's
like
great.
flowers and
Uh,
stuff.
Oh, great. So, um, have you thought of maybe taking walks or maybe going on hikes and anything like that, or taking a um,
Yeah, I mean,
class
I like that. So,
or an art class?
yeah, actually, that would be really nice because I really love art. So, I feel like I can express myself through art. So,
Okay.
I'll look into that.
Okay. How about you just try signing up for a class, and then maybe we can talk about it
Okay.
after and see how that goes. And have you thought of maybe joining an exercise group?
Yeah,
Anything like
no,
that?
but I can. I
Yeah.
mean, I do need to. I can lose a few pounds, especially now that I'm single again. So,
Maybe you I help you be around positive people, and maybe can give you ideas and with exercises, anything like that. Or
Okay.
how about that could be a couple things that we can work on until the next time we see each other. How about we get you journaling?
Like writing?
Yeah, like
Okay.
writing. You say that you at nighttime you constantly think about Paul and you want to call him. How about you when you start feeling that way, you write down, you start journaling, and we'll um, try to think about what triggers that, what causes you to want to think about Paul and want to
Okay.
call him.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
I
and-
like that.
Yeah.
Because I think, yeah, that would help because some of his stuff are still in the house. So yeah, I like that idea a lot.
Perfect. And then you can probably write down what can you do, to get rid of that thought or
Okay.
that prompting.
Okay.
And also, yeah, you don't want to automatically react and say, "Oh, I want to call Paul."
Yeah,
You
'cause that's
know.
what I want to do right now, and that's what I want to learn is how to not react to that.
Right, right.
So yeah, I really
Okay.
like the journal. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. And that's why I'm here. I'm so glad that you came.
Yeah, me
and
too.
that we have some steps and strategies to get you on the right path. So,
Okay.
do you have any questions for me?
No, just like if I like when I'm journaling, is it journaling like every time I had a thought, or just like at night, or what? Just whenever I have a thought.
Whenever you have a thought,
Okay.
I would say whenever you have a thought, or even write down how you feel, because
Okay.
sometimes that actually is self therapy
Okay.
for you. You know
Okay.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And then
You want
if
me
you
to
have
bring
any
that
questions,
journal when our next meeting?
that would be great if
Okay.
you would like to share that.
Yeah.
And then we can discuss it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All
Well,
right.
thank you.
No problem, Cecilia. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.